Are you ready to level up your relationships with Enneagram 9? In this video, I'm giving you some awesome tips and tools for loving the Enneagram 9 in your life. My hope is that you come out of this video with 10 practical tools to help strengthen your relationship with your peacemaker. If you don't know who I am, hello, I'm Abby, and I'm here to help you discover you. For more videos about the Enneagram and personality types, subscribe to this channel for new videos every week. I also want to thank you guys because this video is sponsored, and it would not be sponsored without you. Cloverleaf is supporting this video. If you haven't heard of them, they help people do their best work with awesome personality and typing assessments and coaching. If you want to take one of the best Enneagram assessments out there, I highly recommend Cloverleaf. And I'm not just saying that because they're sponsoring the video. When people DM me on Instagram and ask me what test to take, I send them to Cloverleaf. When my friends ask me, I send them to Cloverleaf. It is a really solid test. It's easy to take, and I am putting a link to that in the description down below if you want to check it out. We're starting with number 10. The core fear of an Enneagram 9 is being in conflict and losing connection with others. But conflict can actually help strengthen relationships. Mike McHargue, who, if you didn't know, hosts the Liturgist podcast, says in Suzanne Stabile's book, The Path Between Us, that conflict can actually help strengthen intimacy for an Enneagram 9. He says, "When I understand that I am averse to even healthy conflict, and healthy conflict actually produces intimacy, and it strengthens relationships, that insight lets me take intentional steps towards exploring and experiencing conflict when necessary to mitigate some of the weaker or more difficult aspects of my personality." Even if your 9 might hate conflict and avoid it like the plague or like coronavirus, that doesn't mean that you should also avoid conflict. Some tips for this would be to ask your 9 about their frustration in a really kind way. Encourage them when they assert themselves and tell you what their needs are. And most importantly, try your very best to let them know that their voice and opinion matters. So if you're arguing about something and they share their perspective, make sure that you validate those feelings before you move on to explaining your own thoughts. Number 9. I think this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it just in case. Never call your Enneagram 9 lazy. The core weakness of a 9 is sloth, but that does not mean lazy. If your 9 is super low energy, it may be because they're falling asleep to their passions, or they're just really overwhelmed by the amount of energy it takes to exist in this world. 9s tend to soak up other people's energies and needs, so it can be really draining for them to just go through the day. Make sure that you're kind and positive with your 9 when you see them slipping into that low energy state. Number 8. 9s struggle with suppressing their feelings and needs. In order to avoid conflict, they lean into passivity or niceness, and they completely forget about their own needs and desires. As a partner to a 9, be proactive about asking what they need for their well-being. I think that if they're always agreeable to whatever you say, there may be an underlying issue here. Make sure that you ask your 9 what their opinions are. And this is the important part of this. Don't rush them into answering or being assertive. Just ask them in a really gentle, kind way. Number 7. This part applies to both friendships and romantic relationships, although I think most of these tips can be applied to both friendships and romance, but this is specifically for friendships and romantic kind of date-like things. Some 9s can feel like they don't want to be a bother or a burden to someone else's time, so they hold back on being proactive about hanging out. So my advice is to reach out to them and ask them if they want to do something fun, and ask them what they want to do. So don't say, "Do you want to do this?" Instead, phrase it like, "What would you like to do?" or "What sounds fun to you?" or "What sounds relaxing to you?" But basically, just for your Enneagram 9 friends or romantic partners, be really proactive about inviting them and making it known that their company is not a burden or a bother on you at all, and that you really want to hang out with them. Number 6. I think we can all thrive when we're held accountable, but I think that this is especially true for Enneagram 9s. When 9s are in alignment, they're able to access the healthy side of an Enneagram 3. This means that they can set attainable goals and accomplish them without self-doubt and a lot of procrastination. As a partner to a 9, it could be incredibly helpful for you to act as an accountability partner for them if they want you to. This, however, does not mean using harsh criticism when a 9 doesn't meet their goal. Instead, use positivity and focus on the tasks that they have accomplished, and then gently guide them on to the next step. Number 5, Learn all you can about the Enneagram. Subscribe to this channel to learn more about your type and your loved one's type. You can learn things like this. What are your hopes and dreams for your personal life? Like, what do you want? What do you think about the world? I think that whatever you think is a great thing. Tell me, just tell me. I don't know, I don't remember. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know myself at all. Number 4, 9s thrive when they're in a relationship where both sides are treated with equality and fairness. Foster a relationship where both of you feel safe to express yourselves. So prioritize making your home a peaceful, warm environment where everyone's opinion matters. Number 3, when Enneagram 9s are in stress, they move to an average or unhealthy 6. This could look like becoming increasingly irritable and frustrated, having a lot more anxiety, and focusing on worst case scenarios. A good way to love on your 9 when they're super stressed is to create a safe space for them to share their concerns without fear of judgment. Make it clear that you're not here to judge them because of what they're worrying about. You're only here to listen and love them no matter what. Number 2, I have a dear friend who is a hardcore 9, and I gotta tell you, every time she asserts herself, I am so proud. Recognize that it is a struggle for 9s to stick up for themselves. 9s are truly at their best when they have the ability to voice their needs and the confidence to express their opinions. So when you notice that your 9 has been assertive, throw a freaking party. And finally, number 1. 9s have a really difficult time creating their own sense of self within a relationship. As the peacemaker, 9s have the unique ability to merge with others in order to create harmony. In relationships, however, this can be really damaging. Encourage your 9 to have their own interests and identity apart from your interests and identity. If you want to see more Enneagram 9 videos, I have linked them in the description down below. If you want to watch more top 10 ways to love an Enneagram type videos, I've also linked those down below. And make sure that you're subscribed to this channel for new videos every Monday and Thursday. Thanks for watching.